Violent outbursts, understaffed facilities, and teenagers being held hours away from home.
All concerns lawmakers hope to address with a new juvenile justice bill. WDRB's Dakota Sherrick explains what changes it could bring to Louisville. Dakota?
This youth detention center on Jefferson Street is now another step closer to reopening, something many people believe is necessary. But it'll cost more than $30 million to make it happen.
There's some issues and we need to address them so we can get these children's lives turned around.
House Bill 3 would keep Louisville kids convicted of violent crime closer to home by renovating and reopening the city's youth detention center. It closed 4 years ago amid budget cuts and safety and operational issues. It would also require youth arrested for violent crimes to be held up to 48 hours in order to have a detention hearing before a judge and a mental health evaluation.
There's always an underlying cause, and we want to make sure that these kids get an assessment for treatment for cognitive behavioral therapy or treatment for a substance use disorder.
Louisville Representative Kevin Bratcher originally asked for nearly $9 million for renovation costs, but now that number is $17 million. Bratcher says the price increase was due to inflation and labor costs. Other funding requests in the bill include more than $9.5 million to the Department of Juvenile Justice for staffing, almost $6 million for transportation costs, and $2 million for operational costs. There's also $4.5 million requested to renovate the Linden Juvenile Facility.
But what we're really talking about is after addressing the needs of these kids, that we're then penalizing them for their future.
The bill would also make violent juvenile convictions public record for 3 years, but many critics would like to see those records remain sealed, as they are now.
Really, access to juvenile justice records are access to a child's worst day. Even if they're a teenager, right? Their brains are still developing. These people are not making decisions like you and I as adults are doing. And I think that's important to underscore and remember when we look at juvenile justice.
I'm still having a big problem with this open records deal.
Some legislators in the Kentucky House tried to amend the open records portion of the bill on the floor Tuesday, but that amendment failed. The bill ultimately passed in a House floor vote. The bill does now head to the state Senate. If it is passed into law, the Department of Juvenile Justice would run the Louisville facility. And Mayor Craig Greenberg has said previously that the city would help provide wraparound services. Live in Louisville with photojournalist Jeff Gordon, Dakota Sherrick, WDRB News.